With astrology-informed yoga classes, you can maximize positive planetary influences, minimize negative planetary influences, and live as your highest self. Visit discoverastroyoga.com and join the Astro Yoga experience to get ongoing guidance on how to change your yoga practice based on astrology. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going over a level 1 Vinyasa yoga flow for Scorpio season. Of course, Scorpio season is a water element and it is a fixed sign, which means that it falls right in the center of fall, right in between Libra and Sagittarius. And so it is the center of fall. And being that it is a fixed sign, people who have a lot of Scorpio in their chart, they are Scorpio, they have lots of Scorpio influence in their chart, can be very stubborn. Be very stubborn, be very fixed. But it also helps, it represents commitment, right? Stability, consistency. Those are all things that people who have lots of Scorpio energy, and really any sign that's in a fixed modality, experience. And so you may notice if you're in Scorpio season now, you may not be in Scorpio season. If you are in Scorpio season now, feeling like you're very sure about what's going on, feeling like you're very clear in your direction, or maybe you've gained a lot of clarity in what you want your direction to be during Scorpio season. Also, before we get started in our yoga practice today, we're going to do a quick meditation first. And the reason why we're going to do a meditation first today is because Scorpio really represents transformation, and especially transformation in the subconscious, in the unconscious mind. So as you studied in the Higher Self Kickstarter when we went over astrology and you learned about all the zodiac signs, you may have remembered that Scorpio represents death and rebirth. Now that doesn't necessarily mean the physical death. It can, okay, but don't get overwhelmed by that. It doesn't necessarily mean physical, actual death. What it really means is total transformation. Transformation so big that it knocks your foundation. It was something that was unexpected or maybe not even welcome, okay? That type of transformation is a kind of transformation that is needed in everybody and as we go through our life experience. But it is quite disturbing sometimes, right? Scorpio also represents depths into the subconscious. So people who have a lot of Scorpio energy tend to like going really deep. Like they're normally really intense. And so that can look like really intense, really deep conversations. Some people who have a lot of Scorpio energy in them may find themselves not really enjoying small talk, right? They like to get to the thick of things. They like to talk about things like our subconscious, things like the world at large, and talk about things that are bigger than just small talk. And as we're moving through Scorpio season, you may find that now is a really great time for us to delve deep into our subconscious mind. And we can use this time to initiate a lot of healing within ourselves. And so during Scorpio season, it's a really great time to participate in shadow work, do your shadow work, do shadow work journaling, and also do and have a consistent and regular meditation practice. So when we allow ourselves to sit still and meditate, we allow our minds to sit calm, to sit quiet, and we begin to get messages from our subconscious mind. And they normally come in the form of thoughts, feelings, things that we can't necessarily get off of our mind while we're trying to sit in meditation. And so once we begin our meditation for today, I want you to try your best to just focus on your breathing. focus on your body and focus on the present moment. If you find your mind is really busy and there's lots of thoughts going around in your head, just take note of those thoughts. Say thank you, thought. Refocus on your breath, refocus on the present moment. After the meditation, you may want to pause the video, take a journal, and then journal out your thoughts so you can begin to see what's the thoughts that are on your subconscious mind. Because the thoughts that are on our subconscious mind drive action in the real world. It drives how we talk to people in the real world. It drives how we do things and how we take action in the real world, the decisions that we make every day. And so when we're unaware of our subconscious self, then we begin to do things, say things, interact with people in a way we may not necessarily want to, because we haven't sat back and sat quiet enough to listen to ourselves and maybe to heal some of the things that need to be addressed. So with all of that said, we're going to go ahead and get started with the meditation. And so I'm sitting in half lotus. And so half lotus, I have one leg under my hip, one leg on top of my hip. As you guys know, is my preferred way, but you can do whatever you like. You can do easy seat. You can sit on blocks. You can sit on a pillow or a blanket. Just come to a comfortable seat. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. And then lay both of your hands on your legs, palms facing up towards the sky. Go ahead and close your eyes and begin just by taking 2 deep breaths to clean out your system. Go ahead and start paying attention to your breath. Create a strong and steady breathing pattern for yourself. I normally like to inhale through my nose and exhale through my nose. But do what's comfortable for you. Go ahead and relax your eyebrows apart. Relax your jaw. If you're holding any tension in your mouth whatsoever, let it go. Allow your tongue to sit at the bottom of your mouth. Relax your shoulders down. Relax any tension in your glutes or in your lower back. And notice anywhere else where you may be holding on to tension. Begin to take note on the sound of your breathing. Notice the subtle difference with every inhale and how it sounds slightly different from your exhale. Notice how your chest rises and falls with every inhale and exhale. Notice your ribs expanding from your chest with each inhale. And notice them collapse with every exhale. Stay connected to the sound of your breathing. If your mind has become busy, just come back to the breath. Notice the sound of your breath. Notice the sensations you feel in your body. Imagine the quality of the air with every inhale breath. Breathing in everything you need. And with every exhale, releasing anything you need to let go of. Remember to come back to the sounds of your breath when you notice yourself distracted. Come back to the sensations of your breathing. Can even help align yourself with the present moment by noticing any sounds that you hear in the background. They can be subtle sounds you hear from my end, birds chirping, people talking in the distance, birds flying around, or it can be subtle sounds in your own environment. The TV on in the next room, people talking, the fan going, Notice these sounds and resist the urge to change them at all. Know that they are exactly as they're supposed to be in this moment. Reconnect to your breathing. Allow the sounds of your inhales and exhales to overwhelm you. Taking deep, long breaths in and full exhales out. Take 2 more breaths on your own. And after you're done with your breaths, very slowly blink open your eyes. Allow your eyes to stay fixed on what you first see. Take 2 more breaths here, keeping your gaze locked on your first sight. Then realign yourself with the present moment. It's at this point where if you found that your mind was really busy and your thoughts really ran wild, it's good to pause here, take your journal out, take some notes, write out what was on your mind, whether it was something at work, something at home, something with your relationship, something with your kids, something you have to do, anything along those lines, anything that was on your mind during your meditation. Take a moment to journal your thoughts now. Once you're done journaling, go ahead, put it away, and then come back for your yoga practice. And to get started, we're going to get started in child's pose. So in your child's pose, open your knees as wide as your mat, your big toes touching, and then sink your hips down, extend your hands in front of you. You can choose to relax your head on your yoga mat and just breathe. Use this moment to slow down a bit. I want you to refocus your attention on your breath, on your breathing. We want to keep a strong and consistent breath, just like we did in our meditation practice. I want you to begin putting more awareness on your physical body. Now that we're moving into our yoga practice, notice any physical body sensations you're feeling. On your next inhale, come into down dog. So you're gonna tuck your toes under you, and then go ahead and press yourself into your first down dog of the day. You can choose to tiptoe your toes in closer if you want to. You can pedal your feet. Just become aware of your hamstrings, the backs of your legs, your calves, anywhere where you may be experiencing a stretch in this moment. On your next inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring that leg forward, find warrior two. And your warrior two, as always, extending both of your arms out to a T, as straight as is possible for you. Align your chin with your fingertips. Set your gaze to a single point in front of you. Choose any point. Once you've chosen that point, go ahead and stick with it. Make sure your hips are nice and open. You're pulling your core up and in, keeping that core nice and strong. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to go extended side angle, bringing my right hand to my knee, opening up my left arm overhead. Once you're here, set your gaze to a single point on the ceiling or into the sky. Make note to really open up your chest towards the side wall. Open up your chest towards the sky, even if you can. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to take our top hand, fold it just behind our back for a half bound. So this isn't full bound, it's half bound. Keeping your gaze at the same point on the ceiling. Keeping your chest nice and open, opening up your heart towards the sky. Check that shoulder behind you. Make sure that your shoulder blade is flat on your back. Inhale here. Exhale. Look at your big toe. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring both hands on the inside of your leg. You can drop your left leg down. And we'll stay here for a second for lizard lunge. You can choose to to stay on your hands, or you can come down to your forearms if that's accessible for you. But it's totally optional. In our yoga practice today, the theme is intensity. As Scorpio is very intense, intense energy. And so we're still level 1 Vinyasa flow today. Of course, the intensity, however intense you want to go, is optional. So you can choose to stay on your hands. You can go down to your forearms. One more breath here. Awesome. From here, tuck your toe, lift your knee. We're going to crawl over to the back side of our mat for Skandasana. Notice that this foot is flexed. I have my toes pointed towards my face. I am on my toes on this foot. I'm going to bring both of my hands on each side of my leg. Inhale, lift my chest, rotate my shoulder blades onto my back. Inhale, and then exhale, fold forward. You should really be feeling this stretch in your hamstring, in your inner leg, in your leg in there. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to face the back of our mat for low lunge this time. So go ahead and put your knee on your mat. You can choose to keep your hands grounded on your mat. Just make sure your heart is facing forward. Reset your gaze to a single point. In every yoga pose we go into, I want you to find a single point. Just reset your gaze every time. Inhale here. Exhale, step back for high plank. We're going to hold high plank here for a second. If high plank is a little bit too difficult for you in this moment, you can drop your knees. Okay, totally optional. Remember, our theme today is intensity. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Inhale, come up for Sphinx. So all I did was lay my forearms onto my mat. My hands are nice and spread out. Rotate your shoulder blades onto your back. You should be pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Reset your gaze. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down onto your mat. Lay your hands by your side. Take a moment to rest for a second. Once you're ready, go ahead and lay both arms by your side and then clasp them behind your back. You're going to go up for locust. So on your next inhale, you're going to lift up your chest, lift up both legs. And I want you to set your gaze to a single spot on your mat. So we want to look down onto the mat, not forward. We're going to look down. Remember to stay connected to your breath. Stay connected to your breathing. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and align your hands with your chest and your nipples. So once you're there, inhale, come up for up dog. And then exhale, flip over for down dog. Great job. Take a minute here to adjust yourself in your down dog. You may want to pedal your feet again. Just notice how you feel in this moment. On your next inhale, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that leg forward. Swing open, warrior two. Do your same checks here. Hips nice and open. Pulling your belly button up and in. Arms as straight as possible for you. Aligning your chin with your fingertips, setting your gaze off into the distance. Inhale here. Exhale, extended side angle. Bring that arm overhead. Opening up your chest towards the sky. Setting your gaze beyond your elbow. Up towards the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, bend this arm behind your back. Half bind. Double check that that shoulder is laying nice and flat on your back. You're still opening up your chest towards the sky. Your heart is still open towards the sky. Your gaze has not changed. And know that this is a half bind, so if you want to do a full bind, you'll just take your bottom hand here and connect it. You basically just hold hands if you want to do a full bind. But since this is level 1 Vinyasa, you can do half bind. Up to you. Inhale here. Exhale. Look at your big toe. Inhale here. Exhale, drop both of your hands on the inside of your leg. You can drop your back knee for lizard lunge. So again, you have the option to stay either on your hands or to come down onto your forearms. Up to you, as always. Of course. Remember to stay connected to your breathing. On your next inhale, tuck your toes, lift your back leg. Go ahead and crawl to the front of your mat, Skandasana. Extending out your left leg this time. Placing both of your hands on either side of your right leg. Inhale, lift your chest, rotate your shoulders onto your back. Exhale, fold forward. Notice the stretch in your left leg this time. Notice how that feels. Inhale here. Exhale. Scroll over to the front of your mat. Low lunge. Same thing here. You have the option to keep your hands on your mat. Keep your chest up. Set your gaze at a single point in front of you. Reconnect to your breath. Inhale here. Exhale, you're gonna step back into high plank. If you have to put your knees down, that's perfectly fine. If you find this difficult, stay connected to your breathing. Allow your breath to carry you through hard things. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down. Open up, Sphinx. By coming to your elbows, laying your entire forearms down onto the mat. Rolling your shoulder blades back, shoulders away from your ears. Realigning your gaze with your single focus point. And really press your hands into the mat, okay? If you're pressing your hands into your mat, you're pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your mat. You can allow your hands to lay by your side for a second. Take a moment here just to rest. Okay, whenever you're ready, we're gonna come up for locust. Clasping your hands behind your back. On your next inhale, lifting your chest, lifting both feet off the mat. Pressing your pelvis into the mat only. Remember to set your gaze at the mat. You're no longer looking in front of you, you're looking on the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Go ahead and align your hands with your nipples. Go ahead, lift yourself up for up dog. And then into down dog. Great job. Take another moment here in your down dog. Inhale, look in between your hands. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step your feet apart just a little bit. Grab opposite elbows and allow your head to hang in forward fold for a moment. Inhale here. Exhale, release your hands. Tuck your chin into your chest and very slowly roll up to standing. Awesome. Bring both hands to heart center. And we're going to open up pyramid pose. And so I'm going to step out, face the back of my mat. So I'm facing the hips towards the back of my mat. Check that your heels are in line with each other. Your toes are not going to be in line with each other. My toes are facing this way and then this way. But check that your heels are in the same line. And keep your feet probably about 3 feet distance apart so they're not very far. Inhale, open up your arms to a T. And then exhale, hinge forward for pyramid pose. Once you're here, if it's accessible to you, look up at the ceiling or at your hand. If it's getting a little bit difficult, you can keep your hand facing towards your big toe, whatever is easier for you. And once you've decided where to put your gaze, just keep your gaze there. Reconnect to your breath. Inhale here. Exhale, look at your big toe if you're not already. And then inhale, come back up to a T. And this time we're just going to shift our toes back towards the front of our mat this time, keeping our feet exactly where they are. Inhale, arms out to a T. Inhale. And then exhale, hinge forward. Setting your gaze again, either at the ceiling or at your big toe. Inhale here. Exhale, look at your big toe. Inhale, come back up to a T. Exhale, come back up to standing. Great job. From here, we're gonna open up Malasana squat. So open up your feet. I normally like to keep my heels on my mat. My toes are normally at least pointing off the mat if they're not totally off the mat. Once you're here, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. And then on your exhale, sink down into Malasana squat. Now you may need to adjust your feet a little bit, and if that's you, that's okay. You may opt to putting some blocks underneath your bum, or a blanket or a pillow or something like that if you're having a hard time. Once you're here, you can check your elbows and place them pretty snug in between your legs. You can choose to use your elbows to push your legs away. If you want to do that, it's totally optional. Okay? But set your gaze to a single point in front of you, okay? Reconnect to your breath. Remember, you can do hard things when you focus on your breath. Inhale here. Exhale, you can remove your hands and then come onto your butt. We're gonna find boat pose. So from here, sitting on my butt, my feet are on my mat. I'm just gonna lift up my feet. You can choose to do 90-degree angles at first. And this is a boat pose. It is really great for strengthening our core, very similar to high plank that we did earlier. And if you're having a hard time, you can choose to support yourself by holding the backs of your legs. If you're feeling comfortable without holding the backs of your legs, or even staying here, you can choose to extend your legs out a little bit more to make it a little bit more challenging. And once you're where you want to be, go ahead and reconnect to your breath. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears, shoulder blades nice and snug on your back. You got this. One more breath. Inhale. Then exhale, lower your legs all the way down. Lay back. Great job. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Okay, rock side to side a bit. Open up your arms to a T. Cross your legs and drop both of your legs over to the right. Set your eyes over your left shoulder. Inhale here. Exhale, come back to center. Switch sides, uncross your legs and recross them the other way. Drop both of your legs over to the left. And then set your eyes over to the right. And just take note of this body stretch. Notice how your body feels in it. Inhale here. Exhale, come back to center. Uncross your legs, hug them into your chest one more time. Then extend both of your legs out flat. And prepare for Shavasana. Lay each one of your arms by your side. Open up your palms towards the sky. Go ahead and close your eyes. And relax your breathing. And begin to breathe normally. You may want to take 1 or 2 deep breaths to just calm yourself. And in your Shavasana, just notice any physical body sensations that you're feeling. Notice any areas that may need more attention from you. Areas that feel tight. Notice areas that feel well stretched. And then just take a moment to relax. Come back into the present moment. And notice how your yoga mat feels beneath your skin. Notice how the ground, the earth is supporting you, even beneath your yoga mat. Check in again with any distant sounds you hear in the background. Knowing that they are exactly as they should be. Very slowly, begin taking some deep breaths. Realign yourself with the present moment. You can begin by wiggling your toes or your fingertips. And whenever you're ready, roll over to one side and then press yourself up into a seat. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me in this yoga flow for today for Scorpio season. As always, it's my pleasure. Comment below this video if you have any questions for me about Scorpio season, about the flow, about meditation. Let me know. And namaste. And I can't wait to see you next time. If you enjoyed today's class, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're interested in learning how you can align your yoga practice based on the current planetary positions, visit discoverastroyoga.com and join the Astro Yoga experience.